Hi, my name's Tamara Grosvenor, and I'm a realtor in Boulder, Colorado. And I'm excited today to share with you the top 5 things to consider if you are thinking about building an accessory dwelling unit in the county of Boulder or the city of Boulder. And you may have heard that there was recent legislation changed at the state level by the Colorado legislation, and an assembly bill was passed. And basically what this does is it makes it something that cities and municipalities need to develop policies concerning, so that they're consistent and fair to all people that want to build a accessory dwelling unit, but that they are on notice that they're allowed. And so an HOA can't say, I'm sorry, you can't build an accessory dwelling unit on your property because our HOA doesn't allow it. That is no longer allowed. So what are the top 5 things? First off is, what is your goal for building an accessory dwelling unit? Is it to provide some extra space, or is it to provide a independent living situation for a family member that might need some special needs, adaptive needs, or is a senior? Those make the structure type and what goes into it all factors that you will want to consider. Is it that you think you're going to turn around and short-term rent it and generate a lot of money? And I'll tell you about that more later. Is it because you want to improve the value of your property? Or is it that you think you can long-term lease it and generate some extra money? Or maybe you want to have a tenant on the property because you travel a lot and you want somebody around, and so you want to have an accessory dwelling unit where a trusted tenant could keep an eye on things. So there's a lot of different reasons why people want to build accessory dwelling units. The next issue, of course, is what is the zoning of your property and the size of it and the characteristics. So there are different rules and regulations based on the size of your property, but also on the fact if it's a historic home, what is the size of the parent structure? Will the accessory dwelling unit meet the cap of what's allowed to be on the property, or will it be scaled back because the primary or anchor home is small, and so that the square footage of the accessory dwelling unit is restricted or capped? This is where it's really important to just visit the website of the county, of the city of Boulder, or Longmont or Erie, wherever you are, and see what their guidelines are. There are some places where they're really encouraging accessory dwelling units, and if you put a rent cap or deed restriction on it, say that you're willing to rent it for 75% of what the going rate is, and you sell the deed restriction, this can help pay for the accessory dwelling unit. And you can read about all this on the websites and do some research. Thing within this zoning issue is, what is the type of structure that's going to work best for the property? Is it an accessory dwelling unit that's going to be built above the garage? Is it a garage conversion? Is it a separate unit? Is it something that's going to be built out of a ground floor or basement with access? So these are all things that you want to consider in the zoning. Of course, the next thing, and probably one of the most important, is finances. And we're not talking about just how to pay for it, which is an important issue, but we're also talking about, what does it do to the value of your property? And it can help you ascertain some of that by looking at the value of the property on a square foot basis, or what's going on in the neighborhood, and what would the likely outcome be of adding an accessory dwelling unit to the square footage and to changing the property values. Now, some people actually can and build accessory dwelling units and then turn around and sell them off or condominiumize them, and they can be a separate property. And this is actually a really good tool for seniors that don't want a large home anymore and don't want to take care of it. They could actually have an accessory dwelling unit, condominiumize it, move into it, stay in their neighborhood, and sell the primary home off to someone else or rent it out. So that's a financial issue. It's a planning issue. Sometimes it's a good idea to talk to real estate attorneys that can give you referrals on that, and they can help guide you and maybe plug you in with money managers to help you ascertain what's going to be the best solution for you. Number 4 is all the issues that are going to come up, and there will be some. When there's any construction project, it's frequent that there's going to be cost overruns and time overruns. So it's something to be considered. Not to say that something couldn't come in at or below budget and on time, but it's always good to be prepared for something contrary to that. There could be issues around permitting. Are the sewer lines there that will support this? Even in city sewer and water, there could be issues with the lines coming to the property not being able to support any additional volume or business. And so that's where, again, you gotta do the research, talk to the building and planning department, talk to experts that have built these accessory dwelling units before and know what you're getting into. It could be that you're actually required to put additional septic systems on if you're in a rural area. So these are all things to consider: the sewer, the septic, cost overruns, and fire suppression. So fire suppression is a big one. Is there a sprinkler system in the parent house? Will the accessory dwelling unit have to have that? Are you too close to a fire hydrant, too far from a fire hydrant? These are all things that come up as issues when you're considering building an accessory dwelling unit. And the final, and this ties into finances, of course, is renting it out. Short-term rentals of accessory units in Boulder are not going to be allowed. Midterm rentals and beyond are, so they have to be 30 days or more currently as of August 2025. So if you want to rent it out, you do have to follow the guidelines for the city of Boulder. That might be, it is, that you have to have an inspection and it has to be registered as a rental property with the city of Boulder. So I was hiking today with someone that had just rented a property and it didn't have carbon monoxide detectors in it, which told me that they hadn't gotten their inspection that is required and that they're not following the rules. This is a really bad idea. And if you don't believe that, you can talk to a trusted real estate attorney and I can give you names and phone numbers. So it's really important to know and understand the rules and regulations on being a landlord. And yes, there are a number of condos for sale here in Boulder right now because people are getting out of the business because it's become more tenant friendly. There's more rules and regulations and it's a little scary. So again, if you are considering you want to build an accessory dwelling unit to turn around and rent it out, at least keep these issues in mind and do some research on it ahead of time. I hope all this was helpful. I'm going to stop now and take you to see one of my favorite accessory dwelling units. I think it's really cute here in North Boulder Park, and share with you a few stories. And I would love for you to reach out with comments, suggestions. Have you seen some accessory dwelling units? Are you looking for homes that have one? Are you considering building one? It'd be just fun to get a discussion going here. So leave some comments, reach out, and happy to hear from you.
So here we're looking at the parent property of a property that has an accessory dwelling unit on it. It is under construction. It's almost done. I've been watching it for about 6 months. It's near the North Boulder Park and it's absolutely adorable. It's got a deck and it's above the garage. Some accessory dwelling units are above the garage. Others are separate units totally. They might look like a cottage. They might be from a basement with underground access, or they could be part of a home that has been sectioned off from the primary home.